Glad to have you in this week's Into the Lair. In the last few months, I've been asked to judge several mixing competitions, several for Indaba and our own Mix Fest. And during that process, or doing that process, I keep noticing some continuing areas where we can improve. And you always remember, when you enter these contests, you're representing Pensado's place, so don't let me down, guys. There's a couple places where I think we can all step up our game. Now, it could be said that I enter a mix contest every day. It could be said that Tony, Chris, Manny, Jason, Dylan, all my buddies, we have to enter a mixing competition every day, and then sometimes an actual competition. I've had situations where the record company didn't tell us and they sent the mix to 4 different people. So you never stop entering mix competitions, and we have to do it a lot. I've come up with 10 things that I thought kind of stood out to me as continuing areas where we can improve. The first one, you know what a big stickler I am for energy, emotion, feeling, and vibe. The mixes that I tend to choose, I notice all have more of that than the others. And a way to kind of do that is to choose a speaker that kind of takes some of the hype factor out. So maybe check your mix on a laptop speaker or some R-tones. I think it was it Chris Will that said he liked to monitor at certain points in the mix a little bit lower volume to kind of take out the hype factor, and then if you can make it sound loud low, it sounds loud at any level. Well, I'm going to add to that, if you can make it sound exciting low, it'll sound exciting at any level. Let me play you a song. We're going to use it for a couple of examples. This is a song called Wonderfully. It's by a veteran touring group, really talented guys named the James Douglas Show, and Johnny Forster's their manager. If you need them, let me know. We can get you in touch with them. I just finished mixing this song. I'm going to play you their rough mix. Sounds pretty good. Now here's my finished mix, same level. One of the ways I got the energy and emotion that I wanted was figuring out number 2 on my list of 10 things. I tried to figure out what elements were important. Now, immediately 3 things stood out to me when I started working on this song that were very important. Number 1 was the vocal. Number 2 was that incredibly played, really cool sounding guitar. And number 3 was the kick drum. Now, as the song progresses, other little minor characters come and go, but those 3 elements go through the song, so those are where the money is. Those are the sounds that can't just be good. They've got to be unique, spectacular, and convey a lot of energy and emotion with them. Now, the kick drum, I had to make a choice. Their kick drum is somewhat traditional sounding. My kick drum is somewhat non-traditional sounding. It has all the elements his had, because I added to his, so I kept his. But I opted for a little more, I don't want to say modern because it's not modern, but I wanted to give the impression that this wasn't a song from the 70s. I wanted to give you the impression that this was a brand new song, and I got a little bit of hipness in there through the kick drum. I didn't want to mess with the guitar, and I didn't want to mess with the vocal. So the third element is sometimes I'm noticing that in these contests, people can't decide whether they want to be one genre or another genre, or modern, old, analog, digital, classical, rock, non-classical rock, all these different things. So get a plan. The fourth area I can see improvement in is when to be inventive and when not to be inventive. There were several entries in several of these contests that I thought guys were super, super inventive, but it didn't contribute anything except to their egos that they were inventive. Now, a song like this has a lot of traditional elements. You've got to pick and choose your areas to be inventive. If I play play a piece of it again, you'll notice that I have one little tasty echo in the intro. So that's enough. That's enough to show that we're kind of a little modern. You know, we're in an area mixing wise where we use a lot more echoes than we used to use. So that's all I need to do. I didn't have to go crazy and put stutter edits and all kinds of stuff in there. This is the wrong song for that. Now this is an important one, balance, number 5. I see a lot of songs that are just EQ'd spectacular, have no flaws, but there's just something missing balance-wise. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Now on this song, let's just see what happens if we take the guitar down. You see, just moving the guitar just changes the balance of everything. When I lowered the volume of the guitar, now the drum sounds too loud. When I get the guitar too loud, the vocal sounds too soft. Don't set your balances and your levels by any textbook, any school you went to. Set it by your feelings, set it by your emotions, set it by when it feels good, and check it in different environments. Check it when you're in different moods. The classic studio technique is to go out in the hallway. Here at my project studio, I'll go into another room and just listen to it at a medium classic kind of level, you know, like a home monitoring TV level, and the elements become easier to discern in terms of balance. Okay, seems like I've run out of time for today's ITL, but stay tuned. Next week we'll continue this. I've got another 5 for you, and I've got a pretty cool summation at the end. So next week.